Yesterday was kind of sad for me as an RCB fan because RCB goes to back finals after one win and now they're back in the final as defending champions. And you know what's the team facing us in the final? The home team themselves, Gujarat Titans. Now, the final of IPL is all since the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad was built, it has been housed there since. And 2022, two new teams were introduced: Gujarat Titans and Lucknow Super Giants. The Gujarat Titans' homes became the Ahmedabad Stadium, and in the first inaugural season itself, they went on to win the cup against the Rajasthan Royals. Where have I seen this story before? Yup, yesterday. In qualifier 1, Gujarat Titans beat the Rajasthan Royals to secure their spot in the final. By 2022, they beat them to win the IPL Cup. And 2023, they went to back finals, exactly like how RCB has done, but sadly lost to the Chennai Super Kings. Thanks to Ravindra Jadeja playing a crucial impact for Chennai Super Kings. But RCB in 2025, with one of the best teams and one of the most dominant performances by winning so many matches and just that tagline of chokers getting out because they finally won the IPL after 18 years and now they're back in the final. But the team is Gujarat Titans, also a one time champion, but in their very less years of existence, they have already reached three finals, including this. And that is kind of concerning. They have experience, and this is their home ground they're playing on. And Ahmedabad is not an easy ground to hit runs. It's a type of a bowling pitch sometimes. And that's what GT uses. They have the experience of playing in their home ground in that pitch. And they know how to hit with it, they know how to ball in the particular cracks and the particular area. They know how to make the pitch harder to bat for the batters from the opposite team, and they know how to make it easier for themselves to hit sixes and win the match. So it's very tough for another team who's not Gujarat Titans to chase down or even score 220 plus in that particular stadium. And Gujarat Titans, if they go on batting first, and RCB will take the chase if they win the toss. Gujarat Titans like to bat a lot first, so they will take it and they know how to hit. So if they go like 220, 230 plus, it's going to be very hard for RCB. Even though Phil Salt, which is a very good news for me, very big relief, Phil Salt is back with RCB. Yes, in qualify 1, he was like there, he was fit, but RCB had excluded him from playing the match for either fitness issues or like a tactical mindset plan to bring him in the final. And yes, Rajat Patidar has confirmed that he's going to be there and he's doing full on training sessions with the team. So that's very big relief. But even Phil Salt, Kohli, Devdar Padikkal, Patidar as well, it's a big struggle to try to get to that win because the ballers GT have Kogiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, all of these players will take wickets when they need. Kogiso Rabada is on the purple cap list, but we as RCB also have our players in Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who's been the cheat code of RCB this whole 2026 IPL campaign, and even Josh Hazelwood has had a pretty good season in IPL, though he was injured for the most first part of the season. And against Gujarat Titans qualifier 1, Jacob Duffy did surprise a lot of people by taking 2 wickets. And crucially, yes, it's very important. And yeah, this is how the teams are, and that's why I'm concerned about facing Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad in the final. And one more reason is Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill was excluded from the T20 World Cup 2026, if you remember, which India gladly won. Though Shubman Gill was the vice captain of that team, and he was already captain in the other two formats in ODI and Test. This was so that they can have an all format team captain, which is easier for the coach who's coaching all formats to communicate with their captains, and he was kept as vice captain for the T20 team. Even though his results for the T20 team was not so epic, he was still kept there as a vice captain so that he can become the future all format captain like Virat Kohli was. And of course, most notably, if you're learning cricket in the new generations, Rohit Sharma was also there, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, of course. So like these, the new all-format captain, the Prince Shubman Gill, but his a bold decision from BCCI to exclude him from the 2026 T20 World Cup. Some fans were taking hate comments on that. They told it was too bold of a decision to do such a thing. While he has so many years to go and he can do it, he could have performed easily in that tournament as well. And few fans did say it was the right decision, not taking on the armband of the captain and vice captain of the other formats, or like the vice captain of T20 format. Not looking at that, but looking at performances and taking the players according to that was a very good decision by BCCI in going into the World Cup 2026, especially because they do not have their long trusted players in Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, who retired in the 2024 edition of the T20 World Cup for the T20 format in India. So that means they had a fresher team than before. But the exclusion of Shubman Gill sent shockwaves to many. Though Shubman Gill was very supportive of the team, he walked on as they went on to win the cup completely. But he needed to prove that he still has it, why he is called the prince of the era after the king Virat Kohli, and why he's such an important player for Indian team in the other formats, and how can he make the comeback to the T20 format. And that's what he showed yesterday against Rajasthan Royals, scoring 104, which was unexpected in my opinion, because I really needed Vaibhav Suryavanshi to make a good performance, and Yashasvi Jaiswal also, but it was kind of sad. The GT bowlers were on point, and sadly again Vaibhav Suryavanshi couldn't complete his century, getting out on 96 this time. Though it was a more slower innings and there was no record, but getting a century is a very big point of life for many players, and it's kind of very important. And Vaibhav Suryavanshi in these type of situations did a pretty good performance, but Shubman Gill as well. Wow, as a captain leading from the front, he needed to bring an impression to send GT to the final, and that's exactly what he did. 104, and in this time where bowlers are now not just pawns so that they can throw balls and people can hit. Like in the olden times, people normally focused on the batsmen and bowlers were just there. Some good bowlers were just emphasized a lot. But in this generation where bowlers are very key for teams winning, uh, it did work out. So like in this time, how do you hit like 100? It's not an easy thing. Yes, many players have done it, but it doesn't mean it's so easy, that it's so casual to hit 100. It is very hard in this time. And yes, it's RCB is in the final defending, while Gujarat Titans won the second, and RCB won back to back IPLs for that second as well. So it's a very crazy type of matchup, you can say, because it's Ahmedabad Stadium. Yep. And there's all on form players in Gujarat Titans, coming from Kugleeshwar Rabada and Siraj in the bowling, coming from even Rashid Khan in that spin overs and in the middle order. Though GT is prone for middle order and order collapse, they still don't go through that pretty often, because Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan have been on point this whole season by hitting a lot of runs and not giving up their wicket pretty easily. So it's gonna be a very tough matchup for RCB, though we have the players as well. And gladly, I'm so happy that Phil Salt is back for this final. We really missed him. Yes, Venkatesh Iyer did a pretty good performance. Jacob Bethel was a bit disappointing. But having that extra presence of Phil Salt just tremendously makes it better, because in this whole starting of the season, We've seen this like duopoly of Virat Kohli and Phil Salt. If one doesn't perform, the other will and win the match. And this is very important because Phil Salt is a very key player in RCB. Even last year's title winning chase, he was a very key player. And yes, he got injured in that, but he did come back, and a lot of good performances he has given us. So having him back, that extra presence is just best. And yeah, we have the ballers as well, and we can give that chase. We can win this match. It's not impossible. We have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who has been the cheat code of RCB. He has held the purple cap for so many times this season, and he wants to completely win it by. And it's going to be a purple cap battle as well, because Kogi Sarabada and Bhuvneshwar Kumar both won that purple cap, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar from RCB and Kogi Sarabada, it's going to be very interesting to say innings, even though they won't bat against each other most of the time if the order collapse doesn't happen, but they can do it in the bowling performances. Both of them have been on point, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar been the cheat code of RCB, as I told before. In this era where bowlers can dominate and change the tempo of matches, uh, having a good set of bowlers is very good. Yeah, Hazelwood's also on point. I mean, not the best of seasons this year, but pretty good. He has taken wickets when we needed it. He has clutched up for RCB when we needed it. Of course, he was not present for the starting of the season while he was injured, but he did do a strong comeback. Yes, a bit of that runs is a high, you can say. Economy rate's not the best, but still for Hazelwood and that presence that we like, even if Bhuvneshwar Kumar doesn't do his magic, we can like say confidently that yes, we have Hazelwood and Duffy. I want him again back. I want to see him again because I felt like he had a very good performance against GT while we won in qualifier one. So it's kind of very important that we need him because he can take those wickets. Of course, we have the bowlers. Rashid Dar, wow, he's also very good this season. And I think Surya Sharma should be there. We need that extra spin option from Krunal Pandya. Yes, Krunal Pandya has been crazy this season, but we need that extra spin option. But going in with like 4 or 5 bowlers, I don't think is the play because uh, still we need those batsmen to hit the runs. Yeah, we can do like impact subs for Venkatesh Iyer. Still, if we have like 5 bowlers on the pitch starting, we still have to get one into like one of those slots of finishing batsmen. Uh, but I kind of hope that's the case because even if the order collapses, I know Bhuvneshwar Kumar, with his ability to hit sixes and boundaries, can clutch up in the final. And he has done it before, twice actually, while he won one for SRH with his bowling and won one for RCB last year, of course, with his bowling. But yeah, bowling is going to be very important for him and all of us. But also sometimes that reliability of yes, even if the bowlers are out, he can hit sixes. That's a very good point for me. And a very good matchup I want to see is that spin matchup between again uh, Rashid Khan and Captain Rajat Patidar. Yes, last time it was a Rajat Patidar win, I guess you can say. This time I want Rajat Patidar to win, but it could be different. But a crazy match we have, and what a performance GT had against RR. Coming to that, GT's captain, of course, you know, I have said this before, Shubman Gill hitting 104. But the other players didn't really not disappoint. There's so many good players there. Of course, Sai Sudarshan is there. He can hit a few sixes. He has hit a century, I think, this season. He's one of those two opening pair, one of the most important pairs for GT. And there's the rest of the team is actually pretty good. Rashid Khan can hit a few and can spin the ball very nicely. Uh, it's pretty on point team that GT has even for batting. Sometimes Washington Sundar and Jason Holder can come in like in the middle order to stabilize the team. If the order is collapsing, they can hit those runs. And ever since Jason Holder came into the GT team, it has been pretty good for them as they won a lot of matches with him. Uh, if you remember, they were kind of in the bottom half of the table in the first 6 matches of the half. And after that, coming to win like 6 to 7 matches in a row is kind of crazy for me. So yeah, these are all the things which you might need to know about the final in Ahmedabad happening. Very crazy it is to say that RCB is back to backing or choking. I want them to go back to back, but the IPL history or the IPL gods have to bless us, and we kind of need this lot for legacy to go on. Because I don't understand why you people like we have no cups and then we're useless. You can't do anything. You're the chokers. We win a IPL and they're like you only have one, and then like other teams who have a lot, they can be like, yeah, we have so much, and you are all out in 49. That thing still haunts us, but it doesn't matter. We are in the final. We should focus on winning the cup or at least trying for it. I mean, Gujarat Titans not gonna be easy to beat, but they're not impossible to beat as well. We can beat them. We can bring the cup home again. But we'll see what's gonna happen. So, yep. Peace until the IPL final. While I'm gonna be reacting for it, and this is all you need to know about the final in Ahmedabad this year.